A few years ago, I had a table saw accident. I got complacent, but after healing, I made some push sticks. Now, I make a few each year for small shop makers like me. I don't want anyone else to experience that sort of pain or fear. I'm making these from pecan for the body, cherry for the soul, and white oak for the heel. I use my push stick as a marking guide to get my dimensions to cut to. I finally made a template. All these were still square, so I can make them quicker in the future. I am ripping the material for the sacrificial soul out of this cherry I had lying around. I will get all 4 from this one board. You can see how my push stick is used to continuously push material through the cut without having to worry about cutting into it. I am separating the material so I can get the 2 bodies out of each smaller cut. I'm separating the 2 pieces at an angle on the bandsaw. This could have been done on a sled on the table saw, but I finally got my bandsaw tuned and enjoy using it. I am using a 1-inch Forstner bit to give me the 3 holes to align for the unique handle shape. And as a side note, slow your drill press down. Jonathan Cat Moses has a great chart for drill speeds on his website. I'll link it down below. Keep it by your drill press. Here I am, connecting the edges of the holes to know where I need to cut out. I am wearing the appropriate shirt today. I'm channeling my inner, the House of Timber spirit, and the scroll saw I rarely use. I picked it up for free on the Facebook Market. You just can't pass up a free tool. Remember that template I mentioned earlier? Well, I haven't made it yet. So I threw a quick bit of scraps together to profile this handle with a flush trim bit. I then used this one as the template for the rest before realizing I should make a template. The bottom piece didn't stay still. The double-sided tape was being difficult, so I'm just carefully hitting that one spot. I know what you're thinking. This is prime cinematography with this weird angle behind the fence. But in case you're curious, I'm running a 1/4-inch spiral bit in to bulk out the material before I plunge a dovetail bit in. I gotta try to save on these tools a little. Here I am, cutting the sliding dovetail in the body. I have a stop block so I don't cut all the way through. Otherwise, the sole will just slide out the back when using it. You'll see that later. Maybe. Let's find out together. This is the sole getting the mating dovetail, hence the sliding dovetail part. I recommend when folks get these to make a spare immediately, or at least get some measurements for when they need to replace it. You'll see where my table saw bed isn't quite flush with my router table. And then the push sticks, they're great here too, not just a table saw. Another quick and dirty jig to center the threaded hole. Yeah, a threaded hole. I'm drilling out a 1/4-inch hole, then tapping a 1/4-inch 20 thread into the body to hold the heel on with a Teflon thumb screw. No metal is in these sticks to keep from damaging anything or causing another hazard. I'm trimming a small bit off of the sliding dovetail so that the sole will recess a bit. I'm drilling out some pilot holes for the heels. I should have used a scroll saw for them too, but I chose to chisel out the excess. A 1/4-inch mortise chisel would have been great. Because of that threaded hole, I'm using a fence to round over this area of the handles so my guide bearing doesn't fall in and cause a dip. These are roughly 7/8 of an inch thick, and I'm using a 3/8 inch round over bit. This won't make them completely round, but more oval shaped to be more comfortable in the hand, and I don't have a 7/16 round over. I don't even know if that's a thing. I did a time lapse of the sanding because we all enjoy that so much. Popping the grain with water so I can brand them and do the final 220 grit sanding before finish. My assembly table sees it all. I almost caught it on fire warming my brand up. It's an electric brand. It takes like 20 minutes to heat up, another 5 minutes to reheat after each time. It's easier to use a torch. Here's the final sanding. I saved some for you masochists out there. I've never used a traditional orbital sander. I like this one because I can buy the large sheets of sandpaper and cut them to fit and get 4 pieces out of each sheet, and it doesn't leave swirl marks on the high-end stuff. It is technically a random orbital sander in the sense it is randomly vibrating front to back, side to side. Oh, and don't forget to smooth out the inside of the handles, obviously. I am applying a little thin set super glue, or CA glue, to help harden the threads I tapped earlier. I recently met the guys with walrus oil at the Texas Woodworking Festival. That was hard to say. I bought one of their starter kits, and I've been impressed with the results so far. Here I am using the furniture oil. This kiln-dried pecan is extra dry. After letting the oil dry for the recommended 24 hours, I applied some of their furniture wax, mostly because I wanted to try it out. And I had to set up for a promo shot, of course. Hashtag not sponsored. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Instagram and the Facebook and the Tiki Tac. And do the YouTube things, please.